Let's now go live to the building collapse site in Ikoyi, Banana Island, where our correspondent Obadioye is on ground to give us updates. Good morning, Obadioye.
Yes, good morning. We are right here at the main gate of the Banana Island here in Ikoyi, and we've been here since as early as 7 a.m. and up to this very moment, we have not been allowed to get to the exact site of the building collapse. And we've made effort. Other colleagues of mine are waiting there under the tree, trying to, waiting for the leadership of the estate to allow us to see the site of the collapsed building. But all effort have not yielded any result because they keep telling us that, no, we cannot go in yet, we cannot go in yet. So we are still trying more, and we are still here and waiting to see what happens.
Who exactly is responsible for this media repression, as it will appear? Is it the Banana Island Residents Association or the state government or any government agency?
We have not had any interface with the state government since we came here, but a couple of executives of the management of the estate spoke to us, and even they brought the general manager to address us earlier. He walked out on us, and they told us we cannot go beyond this particular spot here. And we tried to reach out to the Lasema DG, that's Dr. Femi Okelsointolu. We've tried to call him several times. He's not picking call, and he's not, responding to our messages. So we are still here. We are still here, and we are still making effort to see if we can get to the point of the collapsed building. I spoke with someone who identified himself as one of the executives of the estate just a moment ago before we came before the camera, and he told me, gave me assurances that they are trying to put some logistics in place that will take us inside to go and see the site ourselves, and from there we'll tell our story. But as we speak right now, we don't have any picture of what is happening inside the estate. We are standing at the gate, but there are different kinds of reports flying around there, although the official statement is that there is no casualty from the site of the collapsed building. Both LASEMA, that's the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, say that there is no casualty reported from the spot of the collapsed building. And then we got some other information from construction site workers that I've spoken with before I came before the camera this morning, and they told us that the rescue effort is still underway on the site of the collapsed building. We've seen vehicles of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, LAPSCA. We've seen vehicles of the Lagos State Fire Services and LASEMA, NEMA, even Current, that's the council for the registration of engineers in Nigeria. All of them have been going inside the estate. Every other person that matters in a situation like this have been allowed to go inside the estate, except for the journalists. We have been told repeatedly that we cannot go beyond this point where you have the almond fruit tree. And that's why you have journalists, crowded on that particular tree there. So we are still making efforts. I will try to see if we can have access. Let me also tell you that we were here till late last night, yesterday, and the same thing happened. We were told categorically that we cannot enter into the estate. We waited several hours until very late before we returned to the studio.
All right. Well, Mr. Adoye, as you can imagine, this is of concern to us because there have been, like you said, a number of reports flying, and we want to ascertain the truth. Because if there are no casualties, there are still rescue efforts ongoing, as you've mentioned, as some construction workers have said. So what we want is the truth. I just want to clarify again, has there been a reason given for this exclusion of the media, of media personnel from getting access into the estate? Is it as a result of security concerns? Are there concerns around safety? What exactly is the reason that's been given for not allowing access into the estate? And beyond that, have you been able to to clarify or perhaps confirm the truth in the statement that has been made that no life has been lost or no casualties recorded?
Yes, we've not been given any cogent reason why we've not been allowed to go inside. But one of the things that we were told is that because they saw a number of construction site workers around, and the gentleman that approached us told us that he was, afraid for our safety, that these construction workers may mob us. I don't know what gave rise to that kind of a fear, because we have no business with them. We saw, a small crowd of them hanging around there, and we were, conducting ourselves the way journalists should do. So I don't know what gave rise to that fear. Beyond that, nothing else has, been told to us why we've not been allowed to go into that particular estate to see things for ourselves firsthand. And for government agencies and government officials, the best that we have seen so far are press statements. We have not been able to assess any one of them. The Commissioner for Physical Planning, we've not been able to reach him. The Director General of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, we've not been able to reach him, and a host of others, the first responders on site. So as we speak right now, we only rely on the video that trended yesterday, and of course a couple of information we have here and there. And I can tell you categorically that all journalists here this morning, nobody has been able to get to site to see things for themselves, to ascertain the situation of things there. Everybody, every story you see anywhere, any story you see anywhere is as a result of what is happening right now, right here at this moment. No official statement, nothing has been given to us, as reason for not allowing us to go into the estate.
Well, but Obadeoye, are you guys considering the option of contacting the state government directly, particularly the Ministry of Information, to remind the state government that this is a major event in Lagos State, and that no estate officials or anybody should suppress, access to the truth about what has happened there. Buildings cannot just be dropping out of the sky, and some characters will say you cannot come into our estate. I thought that's supposed to be a community of educated people. The other option, perhaps, is for you guys to go in undercover, in delicto.
Yes, we'll make effort to reach out to the Commissioner for Information immediately after this live crossing. But we try to reach out to people who usually speak to us in cases of emergencies like this, and that's talking about the leadership of the first responder agencies. Like I told you earlier, none of them has picked our call, and none of them has, called us back to explain to us why this is so. But as you have rightly advised right now, immediately after this live crossing, I'll try to get across to the Commissioner for Information and, try to clarify things from him.
Well, thank you very much, Obafemi Adeoye, and please keep safe.